Hello, and welcome back to Bricks and Banner, the show with real talk from the custom LEGO community. I'm your host, as always, Billy, and today's guest is an old friend of mine. He has possibly the largest time bomb collection from Brick Arms, and he is a boat building extraordinaire. That's right, I'm talking about none other than Commander Turtles, aka Jeremy. We had a really good conversation, so I hope you enjoy, and let's just jump right into it. And we're here with Jeremy, aka Commander Turtles. How are you doing, man?
Doing pretty good. It's always been weird hearing that username
Really? Why is that?
because it's like that stupid stuff. Like everybody still got that email that they made in middle school and all that
And now
shit.
it just
So
stuck
it's just
around. Yeah.
yeah. I think it's funny. My mom brings it up every once in a while. Like the first couple years I ever went to a brick fair is like one of those middle school age proto whores. She'd always be like, people would come up to her and be like, "What's up, Commander Turtle's mom?" Like she still jokes about that.
That's legendary, though. Just to be.
It's just wacky.
Yeah. How old were you when you started the Flickr account and got that name? Or did the name
Shit.
predate your Flickr?
So I guess I have my Flickr up now and didn't even realize it. So I had the Flickr account since 2012
Damn.
apparently.
That's coming up on 10 years. Holy crap.
Yeah. But I was on the Brick Forge forums before that.
Oof. Brick Forge. Damn.
Yeah, and I remember posting stuff and getting banned for 30 days because I posted Brick Arms one there and they were like, "Don't fucking post this shit, bro." They were like, there's a thing called the Brick Arms forums, and I was like, "Get the fuck out." It just kind of snowballed, I guess.
You're right. That's hysterical. So, I mean, it seems like your online trolling shenanigans have just been a constant stay in your, your LEGO career.
Dude, it's wild. I mean, I didn't even realize it until earlier this month when I was just going on the whole entire trolling thing on Instagram.
Yeah,
We were talking about it in person, just how long all of us had been around in the friend group, and we were like, "This shit's wild."
it is. It really is. Yeah, for you guys specifically, just extending past the hobby or events and meeting up just to be bros. That's something special, really.
I mean, it's wild because some of my longest friendships that I have are because of the community.
Yeah, yeah.
I have other friends that come and go, or we just lose out of touch or something like that. But
Hmm.
this one, it's just been a staple for so long at this point.
Yeah, I know. I totally get what you mean. After I moved to PA recently, and so more than 95% of the people I knew from New York just completely fallen out of touch with them. But I mean, the Lego homies are still there, still on Instagram chilling. So that's how it
Yeah,
goes.
I mean, I still hit up different people that don't even have the Instagram accounts anymore. I know there's a couple group chats that I'm in on Snapchat that are just dedicated to flaming Hunter Erickson. But it is what it is.
It
It's
really
alright,
do be
Hunter.
like
It's
that.
okay. But either way. But even that, there's of course your Discord channel which has some older people and then newer people.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I lurk, but I comment once in a while when something really catches my eye.
Mm.
Now it was every once in a while somebody posts something in Discord and I'm like, damn, like that's just a blast from the past, and I just can't help but comment on it.
Yeah,
I mean, every once in a while somebody will post something some super obscure, weird, crazy old Brick Arms prototype, and do you remember Catsy?
I've heard that name before, but I don't.
So he was a big time. He was an admin up there with Badger on the Brick Arms forums and all
Mm.
that. And he did a lot of different events and stuff and did some badass builds. But he had this awesome. He might have worked in the shop with Will at one point, but he would just inject all of these crazy wild colors. I remember that. and just like wanting some of that stuff. But like every once in a while, somebody's like, "Who has this nowadays?" And I wonder that too because I'm like,
Yeah.
he just like disappeared.
Yeah. No, that's always that's a really prevalent question now with like the scissor brick collecting community, because all the new people come around, they're like looking through old Flickr posts if they even bother to check Flickr, and they're like, where did this go? Like, who even has this at this point? But there's some really weird relic brick arm pieces that are just completely lost to the past now. I'm trying to recall, there was one that Tanner was talking to me about that's like his all-time grail. It's some Halo prototype that's overmolded, but there's like no overmolds of it. There's only like a couple. I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, there's some wild
Oh,
stuff out there.
yeah, like the overmolded Barrett. I remember that
There was
because
an
it was
overmolded
literally like
Barrett.
yeah. So like definitely knows about that because like at one point in time, Will was all about like, hey, if you're able to undermold, like make a custom undermold and it still works with it, I'll mold it for you.
Ooh,
So like I doubt he has the time to do that shit anymore, but like that shit's badass.
yeah, that's crazy. I never knew that.
So I know there's like a Barrett, there's like I want to say there's like a V1 Arc or something. There's a couple other odds and ends that are just like nobody would know.
Yeah, I feel like only for a while I was like, oh, the brick arms proto collecting like kind of died off. Which besides like in the community, kind of like the chatter about it died off a bit there. But I thought like, oh, I've seen it all. And I feel like within the last like year and a half, I've been just seeing more and more super old stuff that I just didn't even know existed and have been learning so much. It's a bit weird.
Yeah, I know like for a while there was the one person that like redid a couple of the molds. I guess it was Peyton X39.
Mm.
So like a while back, I remember he went out there to like Will's workshop and just like molded everything and anything he could, and a lot of those like lost and forgotten designs just are because of him, honestly.
Hmm. Like how so?
I mean, just like different things like you figure like with me with the time bombs. I
Mm-hmm.
remember he went out there and molded time bombs in like brass and like bronze and black and like all of these colors that just Will never did or like nobody knew Will did.
Got you. Got you. Again, such a question was like where they ended up at this point. I remember getting some crazy stuff off of Peyton back in the day at the Brick Fair yard sales. He sold me
Yeah,
like gold-plated brick arms for like $5 or $10. That was something.
dude. I mean, like the Brick Fair yard sales, even like up until obviously because 2020 never happened,
Yeah.
but like even 2019, I walked through, with like you guys and we found some like odds and ends because there's so much like stuff that people bought like just regular AFOLs,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
just
and
bought
then
it
they're
because
just
it was
clearing out their
cool.
closet, and they're like, I don't need this.
Yeah, and they're like, hey, this is like some random ass brick arms bullshit. Like I'm a purist now. Why do I even have this? And it's
Right,
like
right.
just something wild. I know what was it? Me and Tanner went through like some one of the vendors stands
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking
and
about. Yeah, keep going.
yeah, and they had like all kinds of third party stuff and it was all of the old like gray color stuff.
Yeah,
Like the
yeah.
OG Brick Arms gray color stuff. There
Which I
was like
didn't
some
even know
weird
was a thing.
prototypes.
I just didn't even know that was a
Yeah,
thing until you guys brought that back. That was so sick. And it's
yeah,
just like totally,
and
you would never expect it to be at that dude's booth. He's just a
right,
typical a full vendor.
right. I mean, everybody. I mean, in my right, like if somebody hadn't come back to me and was like, "Hey, like go check that out," like if Tanner never did that, I would have been like, "Why am I even looking at this guy's booth? He's got some
Right,
overpriced like fucking series minifigs.
right,
Like eat
right,
a
right.
dick, bro."
Yeah, no, that's
I
crazy.
don't know.
That was a huge come up, and
Like
there's just always a come up at Brick Fair, no doubt. Like
there
going around
really
the yard sale or anything, there's always stuff to find.
like literally every convention. I mean, I've done what like Brick Fair, Brickfest Philly.
That one's
Uh,
a good one. Even though
I mean, when
Brickfest like notoriously sucks, that's like the only good Brickfest.
because that's like the only one that's actually like
Yeah,
AFOL
it's a
based.
con. Yeah.
Yeah, so like that one's fun. there's been like some other ones like Brick Universe, Brick Magic. Um, I never went out west, so I never went out to like any of the Brick Worlds or Brick Cons.
Yeah,
That's
the farthest I've been is to Chicago.
yeah. I mean, I went to Chicago for the first time this summer, so like.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
But other than that, it's like for me, I just can't get over the point of like, if I'm going to a convention, I want to display something.
Mm,
You know,
right.
I don't just want to go to a convention to like go to a convention and like trade protos or whatever. Like, don't get me wrong, I want to see my boys. You know.
Yep.
But like at the same time, it's like I want to go there and display some cool shit.
Yeah. No, I understand that. It's always been actually a bit the opposite for me though, where after I kind of fell out of like my building phase, which got me into everything, and it was just totally shifted to more customization. I just at that point I didn't even bother like bringing stuff, and my parents would be like, "Why aren't you displaying anything?" Like I'm like, I have nothing to bring. Like I'm gonna display a couple minifigures. Like it's cool seeing people that did display like the minifigures out, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It kind of just became for me. I was like, I'm just going to see the people and have a good time. It's not about displaying for me. But
Yeah, I
next
get
con,
that.
hopefully. I don't even know if it's going to be 2021. Holding out hope.
I
But
think Brick Fair just sent out an email like the other day saying that it's probably going to happen. I mean,
ooh,
so
that is
like I work in
promising.
Virginia.
I'm gonna have to check
Yeah,
out the website because he does update that pretty frequently.
because I mean, like, of course I work in Virginia
Hmm.
and live in Maryland, and like Maryland concerts and stuff like that can start happening again as of like last Friday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like 50% capacity, and but I know like last week, like I go to the gun show that's at the Dulles Expo Center,
Hmm.
and I was there in October and it was packed.
Damn.
But and then
That's
like
actually no surprise though. Like,
yeah, but and then they canceled it last weekend.
how often
So
is the
I don't
gun show
know.
there?
It's like once every like it's I think it's once every 3 months.
Oh, sick. Yeah, I
But
might
like
try and pop
ironically
down to that one
enough,
time.
there's a brick arm stand in there, dead ass.
Are you serious? Who vends
Yeah,
it?
there's
The
like
Brickmania people, or?
fuck. So probably not anymore, but I know like at least a year ago, because it was the one year that Brickmania didn't come to Brick Fair.
Yeah.
So it was like no Brickmania, no Brick Arms, none of that when they like boycotted Brick Fair for some bullshit drama. Um, I can't even remember what it was that happened. Oh, I remember what happened.
What was it?
So something or other Dan didn't. Okay, so like Dan was supposed to like pay for tables by
Mm-hmm.
like a certain point in time,
Mm.
and Dan never paid it, and then like they sold the tables out from under
Right.
Dan, and Dan was like, fuck you, you guys know that I can like pull in the crowd. So like I think that was the whole reason they did World War Brick in Connecticut or something.
Oh,
Um
damn.
yeah. So like that was kind of
Wait, so
interesting, but I
was that like back in like 2015 then? Or like that was like a bit ago when they
um
had the World War Brick in Hartford.
so I know I went to it the 2 years it happened. Um shit. Probably 2014, maybe.
Hmm.
Wait a minute, I can tell you here now.
Yeah, that
Six
was
years
definitely a
ago.
minute ago.
So 2015.
Wow.
2015 was the first year because I went up with
Right.
and like me and left at like 2 in the morning, got pulled over by some dickhead fucking state trooper, and I remember being super pissed off about it. But and then the next year, I went up and just chilled with Nikita,
Oh
and
man. Dude, I haven't heard about Nikita in a minute.
yeah,
Have you caught up with him or anything?
once in a while, but like he barely talks to us ever since there was the incident at Brick Fair,
Oh.
which that's just like a redacted event.
Boy. You'll have to
So
tell me
like
off air
yeah,
because I don't even know what that is.
yeah. Anyway, all right,
Weird. He was cool
we'll
though.
go back to the yeah. Nikita's my boy.
Yeah.
So like he's getting married soon. He brought something up about trying to go to his wedding and all that. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, once in a while. I mean, like I talk to him on Facebook all the time though. So
All right, that's good. So the relationship isn't, spoiled over some
nah,
bullshit.
nah.
All right, so we got carried away in the beginning, just going off on a topic already, but let's start it out in typical fashion about talking about your start. And you were telling me earlier that you actually have like a pretty interesting like relic from your past about how you got introduced to the third party community. You mind sharing that?
Yeah, so like I guess it had to be in like probably 2011 if not 2010. Um so like I always bought all these books when I was little. Well, like younger, I guess. I wasn't really little.
Mm-hmm.
And I would get like, my mom or my dad or whoever to buy them for me. And I remember going to like it was when my grandfather was in the hospital. It was the same year my grandfather passed away.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
And it happens,
Yeah.
but yeah, like it's weird because I remember it because of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember we were going into Barnes and Noble, and I remembered seeing this like Lego magazine, but like I had a Lego magazine already. Like I always got like the monthly subscription
Yeah.
and all
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
So like that was normal. But this one was different, and I remember like not getting it that day because I wound up like choosing like some fucking bullshit Navy SEAL book or some shit.
Right.
So like I remember asking or telling my dad about it. My dad wound up going back to Barnes and Noble and getting it for me for Christmas. And I guess that was like 2010, 2011 Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to pull it up. I know it had the like it was like the first UCS Slave One on the cover. It was called Beckett Build. So like Beckett is like this toy collector magazine that also does like price guides and stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah, the
And,
Beckett Build magazine. What's crazy is
Yeah.
I bet I actually have this magazine as well, and we were just going through a bunch of like old Lego books I had because I like every time I went to Barnes and Noble, I remember seeing these start like popping up on the shelves and being like, oh my god, there's like
Well,
Lego
like this,
magazines now.
well, like this one was it was one of one. So
Oh,
like,
was it
but
a
it
one-off?
also, yeah, it was like a one-off.
Oh.
So like right when I got it pulled up on Google right now.
Yep.
Brothers Brick actually is the post or is where it was posted, and it was the Slave one of the nicer newer ones,
Yep.
and it was like the when Harry Potter still came out, Clone Wars sets were still big, all of
Yep.
that.
2011.
So like, yeah. So but it also did like connects and shit like that. But they had like interviews and like all kinds of cool like creations from BrickCon.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember there was like a big ad for BrickCon in the back. There was an ad for BrickForge in it. And then there was an interview with the owner of Mini Bigs.
Right. Al.
Which-
He's the homie.
Yeah, yeah. And like there's the interview with Al, which I think that interview, I have a picture of it somewhere on my Flickr account, like as like a Throwback Thursday post. But,
Yeah, I saw that while I was scrolling through today.
yeah.
What I also found scrolling through, it was I was just like 5 years back. I'm scrolling through. It's just a random photo about Brick Fair, Virginia, and I seen a background someone who vaguely resembles my father, and I'm like, oh, I mean, he was there. Let me scroll in a bit and see. It's him. It's my father just chilling in the background of one of your photos.
Dude, it's the wildest shit. Because like there's all kinds of random pictures and like displays and stuff. So like the Thug Lug displays, all of that. And like companies that just don't exist too anymore. And it's like, damn,
Yeah.
like I wonder whatever happened to that person. Or I wonder whatever happened to them and this and that, and it's weird.
Yeah, totally. We've seen a lot
So-
happen in like 10 years now of being in this.
Yeah. So it's just it's like it's wacky.
Yeah.
And I know I'm stealing Danny's word. Sorry if you hear my cat.
No, sorry.
She's got like the loudest meow, and she's just a pain in the ass. But like, nah, I mean, it's for the start, I mean, like I was kind of saying earlier, was just like seeing Brickforge. God, she's annoying. But seeing the mini bigs thing, and there was there was a minifig that was advertised, and it was like using the Rogueland decals,
Mm.
and I guess that's what it was using. It had the Brickforge combat helmet, um, and it had the Brick Arms M4.
Right.
So like the OG one with the carry handle, and that was how I first found out about all those companies. And I remember just like checking everywhere. That was the first time I ever heard about like third party Lego, and I knew that I needed to get some of that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
So like I didn't know Brick Fair Virginia existed, and so this is like going to be like sound crazy. So like my grandparents, they like go to yard sales all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like they resell the stuff at like auctions and shit like that.
Really not so crazy for my lifestyle. My grandparents were into stuff like that, and my parents are a bit too, so totally
Yeah.
down with that vibe.
So like they the guy Todd with Classic Plastic Bricks. If
Oh
you're
yeah,
familiar.
yeah. He's funny.
So like yeah. So like my grandparents, they would post the stuff on Craigslist, and like they always knew like Lego was expensive.
Mhm.
And like typically they would let me go over it first, and then eventually they were like, you know, like hey, whatever it was, it just kind of fell out of sorts. But so Todd started to go there and buy it, and sure as shit, Todd was like, "Oh yeah, you guys should take your grandson to this like big Lego convention in Virginia that I do every year." And that was my first time I ever went to Brick Fair, so that would have been like Brick Fair 2010, I think, and or that would have been Brick Fair 2011 actually.
That's the
And,
first
that
year I
was-
went. That's
Okay.
pretty nuts, yeah.
And I just remember all summer long leading to Brick Fair, like looking at like Brick Brigade, Brick Mania, like how to get these minifigs, how to get like what was I going to order. I had like a loose leaf paper saying like the numbers of stuff I needed,
Yeah.
and like I knew I needed 10 of the M4s and like 5 of the 1911s and like stuff like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of how it started, and then I can't remember if that's when I started my Flickr account or the following year after that. But it was just it all snowballed from there.
Yeah, as it does. Dude,
So-
talking about the Lego magazines, it reminded me of like, did you remember like this it had like a blueprint design on the front, and it was just about like solely minifigure customization. Like it was just
yeah,
about
it was
that.
yeah,
I'm looking it
the
up now. It
Brick
was
Journal.
by Jared
Brick
Burks.
Journal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with Brick Journal.
Brick Journal produced it. There was a volume 1 and a volume 2.
Yep. Dude, that
I have
that
both
first
of those still.
I had both too, and when I got that first one, that was like such a game changer. That really opened me up to being like, oh my god, like we
Yeah,
could
I
we could
bought-
really get up in it.
I bought both of those, ironically enough, from my local Lego store because they
Oh,
carried
oh my god, I remember seeing them at Lego stores as well.
yeah, because they carried
forgot about
Brick
that.
Journal, and they had those or whatever. And I remember getting those. I remember getting all of the Brick Journal issues when they would come out.
Yep,
Um,
I had the subscription on Brick Journal. That shit was so good.
see, like, just growing up, like we weren't poor, but like we weren't rich. You know,
Mhm.
like standard middle class, and it was like we had to be careful with what we were buying all the time.
Yeah,
You know, and
it's understandable.
yeah. So like for the longest time it was, you know, we would go to the Lego store maybe like because they opened the one near our house, which when I say near, it was at the mall like 10 minutes away.
Mhm.
And I remember going to the grand opening and they did like a exclusive blue crab set.
Blue crab.
And yeah, so it was like a blue crab. It was a Maryland
Wow.
exclusive creator set, but it was literally in like a Ziploc bag.
Mhm.
And I remember we sat there and waited like 4 hours to go in. And we went to the grand opening. That was the first time I ever saw a pick-a-brick wall. And I remember like a lot of it changed there too because they had the minifig, like the build a minifig.
Yep.
And I remember going in it, and there were so many parts that I was like, "Oh my god, I'm going to make a gun out of this or something," you know?
Right.
Because I remember like building Lego guns out of like Technic
Oh,
pieces on top.
yeah, that was huge.
Yeah, just like out of Technic pieces on top of like a regular Star Wars blaster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
But
Just out of necessity. Those are.
yeah, like
That's a
making some,
throwback.
yeah, like making like a drum mag out of like I think it was like the 12 tooth gear or
Mm.
whatever. It was the one that could clip on a 3 millimeter bar
Yeah,
or
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
1.5 or whatever. But it's the weirdest things you remember like that. I remember buying a bunch of the Toy Story Soldier sets when they first came out with the
Me,
Jeep
yeah, me too.
just to get the helmets.
Oh man. Yeah, I was using those torsos and the helmets together with just like flesh tone
Yeah,
faces.
exactly that, and like having the Indiana Jones sets and all that.
Mm-hmm. Thoughts on Indiana Jones legs?
Oh my god, I wish we could get them back.
Right? See, dude. I don't know if Colin TK underscore
Yeah,
1776. Yeah. So it's just a meme with the boys now that he hates the Indiana Jones legs like real bad, and we just always got to put him on blast or insult him. I've actually kind of inadvertently lost all of my Indiana Jones legs because every time I send him like a package, I throw one in, and now I just have like a single set. I used to have like 5 different sets of them, and now I can't find one. but but yeah, he hates
it
them, and I
really
just
do be
can't
like that.
understand. I just can't understand, man.
Dude, that's
Those
wild.
legs were huge. Like it was such a good, realistic looking sort of military piece. You could just throw that on anything. I
Yeah.
love that.
Well, like one of the first custom minifigures I ever bought, it was the tan button down T-shirt, Indiana
Yes,
Jones,
yes, that
and
one was
so
so
it
good
was
too. That one is still so good. I love that
yeah,
torso.
so it was that torso, like the standard Rebel Trooper head,
Mm-hmm.
brick a brick forge modern combat helmet in tan, a brick forge night vision goggle piece, but it was like the rubber one.
Oh yeah, that you could just slide on top of helmets.
Yeah. So like it
Yes.
had that too. It had the brick forge backpack,
Uh huh.
like the old OG one with the two clips on the side.
Yeah.
It had the
Yeah.
the brick forge
Dude, you're literally
the hip
describing every
pieces.
figure that I made like pre-flicker. like,
Yeah. And it had like the ammo pouches, the ones that you can mount on the hip.
yep. Oh my god, I use that
It
on.
had
I
them.
overuse those so much. That was
That and the tan legs with the black printed pockets.
pockets. Uh
Yeah.
huh.
And that was the first custom minifigure I ever bought from Brick Brigade at Brick Fair.
Damn.
And it was like $18, which is like
It's such a
fucking
rip.
insane.
It is. It's
Yeah.
insane. I totally forgot
But
about
like
Brick Brigade. There's some
but
other
like that
dude
was
too I
way
remember there, but.
before. Yeah, that was like way before all of the other shit.
Mhm.
Like you had no options, and it was like, as somebody, the first couple times I was ever able to buy like shit online, it was because I had like a prepaid credit
Card,
card for
yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah.
And I remember, dude, like we didn't have a computer for the longest time at my house. So like I ordered my first Brick Arms order off of a fucking Wii.
Holy shit. That's
Like dead
Oh
ass.
my god, that's insane.
So like, well, we had like a computer, but like we had a laptop and I wasn't allowed to use it.
Uh-huh. Holy
And I remember
crap.
like ordering. We had that was the only like real access I had to internet was on the Wii, and
Dude. Oh my god. Sorry, babe, I can't
and
call right now. Hit me up on the Picto chat though.
exactly.
That's
So like, I ordered my first order on the official Brick Arms site with a freaking prepaid gift card off of a fucking Nintendo Wii. And like the shopping cart feature was so fucking glitchy.
the order probably took you an hour and a half just to place, like no doubt.
It, dude, it
Oh
really
my
did because
god.
the internet. I was stealing my neighbor's internet because like it was dog shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
How much more 2010 could you get? That is That's amazing.
It was so wacky though. But like I remember though, because like when I finally got to go to Brick Fair, like it said Brickforge was an official stand, but like Brickforge only did those like fucking bags that were pre-packed.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
So like
I ate those up though as a kid. Those are
hell
the
yeah.
good shit.
Because it had everything I needed to build a badass fucking like SWAT dude, you know,
Yeah,
for like the
just
Portland
all in one.
protests. Like, hell yeah, dude. Why wouldn't I buy that shit? Like, it had the helmet, it had the shield, it had the canister gun, all of that. You know?
Yeah, you remember that black rubber belt piece too that they had?
Oh, I fucking hated it, but I used it.
Right, right. Because then like I wanted the pistol on the hip so bad, but it always looked like shit. So it just
Yeah,
kind of
like-
forced me to use it. They forced my hand.
Exactly. Yeah, I fucking like I hated that thing. But like I had no other option.
Yeah.
That and the bandolier.
I was just
It
thinking
was
about
so
the
shitty.
bandolier. Yeah, the bandolier was really shit, but I liked that one at least because that one gave some more creativity to using it.
Yeah.
Or alternatively, you just bring out the rubber bands, start rubber banding your man up,
Dude, I
throw
was
in those
so against that.
grenades, throwing those
For the
grenades on the
longest time.
chest.
Dude, for the longest time, I was so against modifying anything like that.
Really?
You know, yeah, like I remember when I first started painting like minifigs,
Mm.
and I went out and bought like testers paint, and I was like, why does this shit suck? And,
Was it the enamel stuff?
Yeah.
Uh,
So like, I bought it, and I remember painting this vest because I commissioned the first Brick Fair I went to that I actually had a Flickr account. If you remember Nick, a civilian, he was
Ah.
super big into customizing minifigs. He was like one of the OGs.
maybe, but keep
so
going.
like Nick was local. He lived right around the corner from us, and I had no clue about that. So like Nick won hella like Brick Arms forums contests, shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I commissioned him to build me like or paint me my first custom minifig. And I like painted this vest so horribly. It was one of the Brickforge tack vests.
Oh yeah.
And I painted it so badly, like horribly. And I just gave it to him. And he was like, bro, he's like, not gonna lie, this sucks. He's like, go buy like some real paint, buy some Citadels.
Mm.
So like after that Brick Fair, I went out and I went to this local like Warhammer store, but it wasn't like a Games Workshop. It was
Yeah,
its
it was
own
just like a
thing.
hobby shop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like so I went ahead and I bought like Citadels and this and that, and like it all just started to work out.
Yeah, I was scrolling through earlier and I noticed I was like really actually surprised with it. You painted one of the Brick Arms crates to have a wood texture on it, and that shit
Yeah.
came out super good. Like
That was like later in it. I remember I was chilling at one night and I just kind of started doing it, and Cody's like, that was like a great fucking idea,
Mm.
you know?
Yeah, I've never seen that
And,
since.
Yeah. So Will actually has that.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
traded Will that thing at Brick Fair for like hella prototypes. But like
That's great.
yeah, he has that. I guess he still has it. But that one was pretty dope. I did the wood furniture and a couple other things.
Hmm.
But the crate was a pretty good one. You did some digging.
Yeah, this was just 20 minutes ago on the couch, but yeah, I
Respect.
was surprised to see how far back your Flickr had gone. I knew you'd be, well, I knew it would go back a while, but you posted a lot of stuff, and just like as I went deeper, there was just more and more posts. Like
It
the
was
brush,
like a lot of
the
shit
brush got
posts.
thicker. Yeah, it was a lot of shit posts, but there were some
mean-
gems in there. I mean, seriously, that crate blew me away because I never knew it existed, and I've never seen something like it since. So it's awesome.
I'm surprised no company ever like actually printed that.
See, I was gonna say that, and Brickmania did recently with the Wonder Waffle crate. They did.
Yeah, fuck Brickmania. Dickheads, they stole that shit.
But they didn't even go with Like you used a tan kind of grain, which was nice. They did the black, and then it has like a lock thing on it, I guess.
Oh
So,
yeah,
it's pretty different, but
yeah, whatever. I
the
mean,
Perfect
a lot-
Caliber stuff's been probably the best printing they've done in a long time. But
I just, I just hate it, honest to God. And you can put this in the podcast. I don't
okay,
care.
bet.
So like, the one thing that I do hate about like Brickmania when it comes to their custom figs, from what I see, like there's certain ones that like I would love to have.
Yeah.
And like there's a couple that like I asked Victor to make, I asked Joe to make, and like nobody ever made them. But like now like Lando's making them for Brickmania, but and then like they turn out to be like a fucking exclusive figure.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not paying fucking $80 as a donation to help fucking fund some bullshit ass ship. Or some like some dumb shit like that.
Better yet, a cool proto comes out and then it's exclusive to a Brickmania kit.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's just as bad. I absolutely refuse to like support the fucking Nazi scum over at MRU, but like the same thing. It's like, why the fuck are you going to have like an exclusive right to a prototype that's badass?
Yeah,
And you know that's the only reason. Dude, I don't get the MRU fucking kids.
It's funny you
I
still
mean,
call
don't
them
get me wrong.
MRU kids.
What is it now? TMC?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. I have no respect for that man. I hope he got billed for that fucking Cards Against Humanity fucking card set that we stole and hid under his fucking booth at Brick Fair.
Dude, he was set to come for 2020. That would have been some shit.
Oh, all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a threat, but I'm saying it's a threat. 2021. He's getting some corn like fucking David Hall on his booth. If you know about that shit.
I don't. What I do know
So,
is
like, me-
people. One time, someone called him Garrett the Carrot, and he got blocked for that. So I'm gonna buy like a bushel of carrots and just every day of the week just put that on the fucking booth in the morning.
Yo, who else was it? It was me and Sam. So Sticker, it was his Flickr name. Me and Sam were like, yo, David, we'll pass out some flyers for you if you give us some free minifigs. So like,
To David Hall.
passed out the flyers. Yeah,
Uh huh.
it was when he released his Chris Kyle fig.
Oh right. Okay.
And so we passed out the flyers to like the first 50 people in the Brick Fair line, and then threw the rest of them in the trash can at Willard's. So like we came back and like David's like, damn, you guys got rid of my flyers quick. And we're like, yeah, bro, like there's hella people in that line. And he's like, here's your figs.
That's so bad. You got the Chris Kyle fig off of him?
Yeah.
That's so funny. Oh,
But, like,
man. I remember
just,
passing out
like-
flyers for shit too. I think it was probably Vic.
Yeah. I never did anything like that to Victor. I love Victor too much.
Oh, for sure.
So, I mean, you figure I worked the Brick Arms booth the one time. I worked Victor's booth a couple times, all of that.
Yeah,
So, shit was fun.
no doubt.
I just wish Christian would do more stuff. So High on Bricks, Fig Factory.
Yep.
Christian's my boy. Fucking, he's got some cool shit coming out. He sends me some designs every once in a while.
That's awesome. He's been quiet.
Yeah, he's been really quiet.
Yeah, I've seen him around for quite a while now. I don't think he
Yeah.
knows me by my name, but by face potentially, because I'm always around with Victor. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Christian
he's
was
nice.
one of the first people I met in the community.
Hmm.
Like in person.
He made you
and-
those Copenhagen tiles, right?
Yeah, he made those. He did a lot of different things for me.
Those are pretty funny.
You
I
know,
still got one.
and I mean-
love that.
Yeah, like, I mean, trust me, like, no hate on Victor. I love Victor. But, like, Victor doesn't have the time to just go ahead and do a one-off thing,
Yeah.
you know? Whereas, like, Chris is like, hell yeah, I'll print, like, parts for a custom kit. I don't care that it's one-off, you know?
Mhm.
Like, he did all kinds of cool shit for me. Like, my F-18. I never posted the pictures with it with all the printed tiles on it, but he did all kinds of cool printed tiles for my F-18. He did some stuff for my Humvee. Other than the doors on the Humvee were Victor's.
Got you.
He did some stuff when some of the boats he did like some U.S. Navy tiles and just some numbers and stuff like that. Speaking of which, every boat in the fleet is numbered 42069.
Really? That's that's great.
So
Well, speaking about your boats, that's been a constant. I don't know. Keeps on coming back. The past couple brick fairs that I can remember. What got you started down that rabbit hole of making boats?
nobody else did it.
Fair.
Just straight up, nobody else made boats. It was like everybody has a Humvee, everybody has a fucking tank, everybody has like their Black Hawk or whatever.
Right.
I was like, damn. So like, what it really started off with, me and Nick Spartan N912. Him and I were the ones that always did all the collabs every year together.
Mm.
Like some big modern military collab at Brick Fair.
Yep.
And we were going to do. It all started out. We were going to do the boat scene from Act of Valor, if you're familiar.
I'm not, but
So like, it's the SEAL boat team dudes, and they come in on these boats. And it's like it's pretty badass. We were going to do it,
got you.
but he wound up having got into his dream school,
Mhm.
so he had to do like the summer seminars freshman year and this and that, and like Brick Fair and his family vacation, and like his parents always gave him the ultimatum and was like, you can go to fucking Ireland or you can go to Brick Fair.
Mm.
Or like somewhere he's always wanted to go, and he's like, fuck it, like I'm not going to Brick Fair,
Yeah.
you know. So like he got out of it for a while. I still talk to him every once in a while, but I was like, you know, I'm still going to Brick Fair. I still have this design in LDD. I'm going to build it. And then like that first year I brought it there, and a bunch of people were like, that's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Like nobody else has ever built one of these. So and then I started building more of them, and that's really all about it. Because it's like, you know, like everybody's seen Step Brothers, Boats and Hose is the shit. So like if you ever notice, I always got like the CB stripper somewhere on the boats.
Yeah.
So like I'm trying to have as many, like I had like 3 strippers on the boats and shit. So like there's always some kind of meme in my builds too.
Yeah. 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 I mean,
So,
that's
like,
just
whether it's like,
staple brick fair
yeah.
shenanigans. Just
yeah, whether it's like the strippers on the boats, or it's like R2D2 is behind the F-18, or like something stupid like that.
right.
You know, or like there's like a chick giving a dude a blowjob in a back alley.
Yeah.
Like there's always some kind of dumbass shit like that.
Good times. Good times. Are you aware
Yeah.
of the filth lug stuff that's been going on?
Not really.
All right, I'll send you that shit later. It's so funny.
Didn't they get like some custom CB prints or some shit?
Yeah, actually.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
I'll just send you this one post, but then you can. It's on Instagram.
Okay. I just hope I hope Joe releases the fucking like dick.
What?
The one from the fucking Christmas present.
Oh, just the dick part.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even meant to be a dick. It's just like the connection piece. But yeah,
It's bullshit because like bro,
it definitely is one, but it's also
of
more
all
just a connection.
companies that needs to have a fucking penis, he
I
needs
know.
to have a penis.
He's slacking.
I know.
I would imagine he would have
Bullshit.
made like a dildo by now.
I mean, Will accidentally injected dildos and gave them out to us.
Are you serious?
It was like yeah, I have some in my collection, but it was like, even Will straight up was like, yo, these look like dicks.
Dude, if you can get a
And,
photo of that, I'd love to put that for the wrap up. That's so funny. And I mean, I'd love to I'd love to just see that. That's so ridiculous.
Well, what it was like a short shot. It was a V2 mortar.
Mortar, that's what I was figuring. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like short shotted, and it was black rubber.
Oh God.
Dude, it is fucking great.
It doesn't get better than that. That's ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, I had them all over like my build the one year, and the one military admin or whatever for Brick Fair, Brett. He
Yeah.
he literally came up to me, and Brett was like, "Yo," he was like, "Look," he said, "I think it's hilarious." He was like, "But you got like strippers with fucking dildos all over your shit," and I'm I was like, yeah, what's wrong with that? He was like, he's like, dude, like you're set up to like a kid that's like fucking 10 with his parents. I was like, all right, yeah, maybe you got a point.
So for your boat stuff, you use a LDD, right?
So like I do LDD, but I started exporting over to Studio.
The
So
the
like,
Stud.io.
yeah.
I get. Oh man, it just clicked for me finally that it's Studio, because the dot I'm just like totally like, oh yeah, Stud.io. Oh
I
man.
mean, yeah.
Okay,
It's,
Studio.
honest
Yeah,
to
yeah.
God, I think like LDD is more user friendly than Studio, Stud.io.
Interesting. I have no experience
I'm,
with either, so
I mean, Stud.io. The only thing that's annoying, and I know there's filters to like get past it,
hmm
but like in Stud.io, there's goddamn Studio, but like in Studio, I know that there's like for example, there's you can add parts and like colors that just don't exist in that part.
uh-huh.
And like if you're not careful and then you go to like
Try and buy it.
you go to buy it and it's like this part doesn't fucking exist, bro.
Damn. Yeah, that's pretty annoying.
So
How's the
that
building
sucks.
process on making them digital for you as opposed to just building in person?
It's easy
Really?
because I can fuck with it more or whatever
Mm-hmm.
on like and get an idea. So like I just pulled it up just that way I know what I'm talking about.
Got you.
So like I know more what it's going to look like, and then like you can do different tools, and it's like, hey, is this going to be a weak point, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah. So like you can do shit like that. So like for example, there's like stuff that like yeah I'm going to go ahead and mess with it more once I build it in person.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like I can actually see what it is, you know.
Yep. Yeah, I got you.
So it's like you have some things where it's just a win because it's like when you're building in person on some things and then it's like you go to build it and then you're like fuck I need that piece now I gotta wait for it on Bricklink.
Yeah, or you got to
Whereas
search a
I can
bin for
upload it
20 minutes just to find it. Yeah.
Yeah, whereas I can upload it straight out to Bricklink and it's like here's every piece you need,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah,
know,
no, that's
like
definitely
no
convenient.
questions asked. Yeah, like no big deal, here's every piece you need. um Granted, yes, sometimes like a piece is like $40 because it's like some fucking rare ass piece, but otherwise, I think it's pretty easy. I mean, in my opinion, it's a little bit easier.
Yeah, no, it makes
So.
sense.
Yeah, I'm just going through some files like that I haven't touched in over a year.
Got you.
So, like impact points, like that's one thing. You know, it's like it's one thing where it's like I can do that, but and then it's like fuck, I can't actually do that.
Mm-hmm.
So like you know, the boys were supposed to have like this big fucking build this year, right?
Yep.
Possibly if Brick Fair happens. But I had an idea for it earlier and I'm like I have the parts that I know I want to do it with, but it's like if I can go into LDD and build the base and build all of that and then it's like, hey, I know I need 200 1x2 profile bricks or some shit.
Yeah.
You know? But and then like in Studio I actually needed 204.
Hmm.
You know, it just makes it easier.
Right.
And I mean, I think most of mine are actually public. Most of the instructions to all my boats.
Oh, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. Where can you find them? It's like
Um,
through the database on LDD or something?
Yeah. Yeah. I know some of them aren't public, but some of them are. Like I know the F-18 is public that I have, but like the F-18 is kind of a ripoff of like a fake Lego set. But like at the same time, it's like rebuilt.
Right.
Like there were some things like I don't care what anybody says. Nobody makes something absolutely original out of Lego.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Everybody takes some kind of inspiration from somebody else.
Yeah, subconscious or not. I mean,
Yeah, you know, like yeah, there are people out there that straight up steal other people's designs.
Yeah.
You know, like those people can burn in hell.
Yeah. Obviously. Yeah. There's definitely a line between inspiration and then just taking somebody else's work and calling it your own. I mean,
Literally look at Garrett and Joe.
yeah. Yeah. Deadass. The funniest thing about that is that I was talking to Joe one time about it, and he was telling me that one of the historical lines they did of helmets, there was a helmet that he made intentionally inaccurate just to see if Garrett would copy it. And then Garrett did with the same inaccuracy that Joe did. So
Yeah, I
funny.
remember that.
So funny, dude. I wish I could remember
Well,
which
I
helmet it
remember-
was, but
I remember going up to Garrett and like this is when like Garrett was still kind of like actually okay in my book,
mhm.
and I was like, honest to God, I was like, here's a couple of things that I think you would do really good with. Like one of the things was the Coca-Cola tin.
Yeah, sure.
I was like, nobody else does this, and like you're the best person to do it because you actually like sell this stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was like, oh yeah, like probably not, but I'll think about it. And then it's like 2 years later, he fucking comes out with it. And, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a matter of time for him to do it anyway, but
Right.
there's certain vendors that just straight up don't listen to their customers, and that's kind of where you start hitting a failing point.
Yeah, except when your entire audience is a bunch of 5-year-olds who don't care for good customer service or ethics. It's so funny. It's so funny because like you talk to literally any fan of it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, my shit took like 3 months, and then he didn't refund me on the piece that I was missing," and they're like, "But it's cool though. I got this." I'm like, "What? Like
That shouldn't be okay.
you're okay with this?" And they're like, "Ah, I mean, it's whatever." I'm like, "Bro, it's
Yeah,
unreal.
I mean, like,
It's unreal."
dude, I remember one of the first times I ever like bought something online, like Lego wise, and it was missing a piece.
Mhm.
It was like from GI Brick.
Yeah, I actually had an issue with GI Brick one time, and they went like above and beyond on it, like to make it right.
Yeah,
It was
like
crazy.
they sent me like 4 of what I was missing plus some protos and shit.
Yeah,
Like that shit was dope. Plus it was like a 25% off coupon for the next order.
yeah, and again, that's not what we expect. Like if you mess up an order, that happens. But
Hell no.
there's the people who do go above and beyond, and that makes you a reoccurring customer. But when like making an order is a 3-month long cock and ball torture session, like why would I ever buy from you again? Like, come
Yeah.
on.
Fuck that.
The funniest thing is, the only reason I found out that I was blocked by TMC, and I up until that point I always try to stay out of drama, and I mean for the most part still do on Instagram.
Yeah.
So I never like dissed him or anything in my stories, nothing like that. He they made the multicam just like undershirt where it's just the sleeves
Yeah.
and then tan body. I'd been talking to Vic to make that. I'd been waiting. I missed out on when Joe made them, so I'd never gotten those.
Yeah.
I don't even know actually I don't know if I knew those existed, quite honestly, but either way, I was itching for those. I wanted the multicam undershirt so bad. And then
Right.
like I was saying earlier, Colin, he sent me a photo. He's like, "Oh, these look great." And I'm like, "Dude, how did I miss those? Like I'd so want to buy those." And I go to check at the Minifig Co on Instagram. I can't find them. They blocked me. I totally lost a customer because I deadass would have bought them. But honestly, I'm happy because that means I can have gone my whole life without buying shit from them. So, got a clean record.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I bought one thing from them ever,
Yeah.
and I don't even know if I have it anymore. Is that damn Dixie Cup print shirt.
Right,
torso.
I know what you're talking about.
I-
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought one of those, and I still have it. I think I sold it or I still have it. I don't even know, because like there's some cool shit. Like I you know, that's just kind of how I am. I'm gonna admit when something's cool.
Yeah.
You know, like it is, but at the same time, it's like I'm still not going to buy it.
Yeah.
Because literally, there's like I'm on their website now, and you get to the 3rd page of heads or the 4th page of heads, and it's like that's literally everything Joe's had for like 4 years.
I
bro.
know. Dude, he's been using the neutral face as like his logo half the time.
Yeah.
It's some bullshit. What was even better
It's
is
despicable.
I saw it is despicable. It sucks because in this hobby, all the other brands, even though they're in competition with each other, are able to coexist, like, and remain respectful, you know, of what each other's doing. And if they feel the need to improve upon or expand on a product that was already made by somebody else, they do so. But it's not stepping on toes, except every single product he decides to do isn't expanding on what was previously made by any other company. It's just ripping them off.
Yeah.
It's so disrespectful to like the nature and community. Hate it. But I saw a screenshot. This is only like a few days ago from the history Discord of the Minifig Co. saying that Forest Moonbrick, whatever, was copying them, like on their designs, even though Forest Moonbrick's been posting the shit for like 3 months, and then they're like,
Yeah.
oh, but I made it now. So ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
So annoying.
Well, the whole entire cigarette thing and all that, and
Yeah.
yeah, when it's literally the exact fucking same. Well, like look at like I'm looking at his Shimogs.
Yeah.
It's the same exact print as Joe.
It is. But you know what? With that one, I almost can't be too mad because Joe's were so limited. It's like, all right,
Yeah.
there's room in the market now for them, you know?
Yeah, because Joe gave up on making them because they were so fucking hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he made them for our collaboration when we did Ramadi, because Joe sponsored it.
Oh, I actually
And,
didn't know it was for the collab.
Yeah, so like Joe originally did the Marpat print and the ACU print for the collab.
Really?
Yeah, they were originally done for us. And
Huh.
He sponsored it. He gave us it was basically like each dude in the collab got one of each minifig at the end of it, and we could use as many of the minifigs as we needed during the collab.
Right.
So it was like we got everybody that built for that and got one of each minifig plus one of the Shimogs. So
Man, those are good old days when you could actually do a collab and get sponsored.
yeah,
Was that at World War Brick, the collaboration?
that was World War Brick and Brick Fair.
Mm.
So like we had something like 75% of it at World War Brick,
Gotcha.
and then like the other 25% at Brick Fair.
Yeah, and that was that Hartford event, because
Yeah,
I remember it was like I wanted to go to the World War Brick one so bad because like I'd been seeing them happening. I was like, oh, like it's too far, whatever. But then Connecticut was pretty close, so I could get to that one. But then it was just like 2 weeks before Brick Fair, so there's no
Yeah.
way to make it out to that. And so it's really interesting what you were saying earlier about why it happened, because Brickmania was like, oh yeah, fuck you, Todd. Haha, we're just gonna
Yeah.
make our own. But yeah, when
I
I
mean,
saw
like-
Joe there, I was behind the booth or whatever, and he's like, oh yeah, I have like 2 of these schmogs left over. If you're looking for one, go ahead. And he charged me 15 for it because of whatever the time and whatnot. And I almost didn't
Yeah.
buy it, but I'm glad I did. I was like, all right, I'll just bite the bullet because I was like down bad to get one.
I mean
so
I'm pretty sure that's what he charged everybody for him. I thought.
yeah, no, it wasn't. He wasn't trying to scout me on it. It was just like at the
Yeah.
time, my mindset was like, oh shit, $15, that's a lot. But
Yeah, because I remember buying an extra one too.
yeah,
I wound up buying like 2 or 3 of them actually that year, and that was like some of the best investments in CB I ever did.
true.
But like we were kind of talking about like beforehand,
Yeah,
it was just the easiest way to say it is like, because for the longest time it was like, hey, like I went through that like horrible depressive phase,
mm.
you know, and it was like when you go through that, it's like you don't have time for any of your hobbies, and like Lego was the one that suffered the most, like for sure, because honest to God, like Lego isn't cheap,
Yeah, no,
and
I feel that for sure.
because it's like when you got other shit like as you're getting older, like more bills and stuff like that, and it's like I have other hobbies like shooting or like doing stuff to my truck or whatever,
Hmm.
and it's like things that feel like more realistic, I guess.
Yeah,
So it's like Lego always does that, but it's like it's the weirdest thing because as soon as we get over to like around Brick Fair, I'm like ready to fucking go.
right.
I'm like full preparedness mode like for like 2 weeks before Brick Fair, and I'm doing everything I can.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where it's like it's hard to explain, because it's like you want to do it, but everything, you just don't have the energy or the time or the will to do it. And it was hard for me to justify, like, it was just super, super hard for me to justify building a minifig and customizing it, and by the end, it was going to cost something like, $90.
Mm. Yeah, once you got
Because it was,
Tiny Tactical and all this stuff in it.
yeah, And it's like, hey, I can put that $90 towards like something else that's going to be more useful for me,
Yeah.
you
It's
know, or I
interesting,
can put
like,
it towards parts.
yeah, no, I've been feeling the same thing. I'm trying to cut back my Lego spending and start working towards buying more long-term shit.
But it's like, it's easier because it's like, hey, here's a long-term investment, which don't get me wrong, like anything Lego is honest to God a really good investment.
True.
I mean, I think like Business Insider said like investing in certain Lego sets is more like it's better than investing in gold.
Yeah, like it appreciates better, sure.
Yeah. But like that's the one thing that scares me about like third party. And this is something that like I've thought about in the past
Mm-hmm. I think I
where
know
it's
where you're
like,
going, and I've thought about this a lot too.
yeah, cuz it's like I spend this much money in third party, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like whether it be CB, Brick Arms, whatever. And it's like how do I justify like hey, I spent $1 for this plastic gun or like $20 for a prototype plastic gun.
Yeah.
Outside of our niche market, who knows that's worth $20?
Yeah. Yeah. Like,
How
when's
hard is
the
it going to
bubble
be?
gonna crash? Yeah.
Yeah, which it does. It has in the past where like you couldn't sell prototypes or let alone give them away
Mm-hmm.
for the same price as like a production item or like rare CBs worth the same as regular or something. You know, like
Sure.
it's all real. You know, whereas like you know in the future, no matter what Lego set it is, if it gets discontinued 9 times out of 10, it's going to be worth more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I mean, I know that's like the same in most of like every toy community.
Yeah. And I mean, I've been considering this since like the first days I've gotten into it, and all I've seen is stuff go up and continue to grow,
Yeah,
But the concern doesn't die down seeing it continue to grow because it's like, oh, well, now we're just closer to it inevitably collapsing, right? It's
yeah.
a weird thing cuz not like
Because
obviously
like
I buy it for myself to enjoy, but there's a part of
yeah,
me like I do want that long-term like longevity if anything like it's great to be able to buy this with the security of enjoying it and then oh well I could get my money back and buy something else that I want with that money later on. Um,
yeah,
so for that all for my collection to just turn worthless, like yeah, like I still have everything I love and use,
yeah.
but that's a big hit, just because there was a
Because it's
lot of
like
potential there.
you have that sentimental. Because like there's things in my collection that just straight up I couldn't ever get myself to
Yeah.
get rid of.
No, yeah, no doubt.
You know, like obviously like I've never been one to sell gifts that were given to me.
Mm, yeah.
You know, if it was something that I didn't really want, then like I would just give it away. I wouldn't
Yeah.
charge anybody anything for it.
Right, right.
But like stuff like that. But it's like you said, at what point do you like I don't know if give it up is the right like word or like right grouping of words. You know what I mean?
Mm. You mean like
So
just stop investing more money into that and do it elsewhere?
yeah,
Yeah.
because like the last couple years at like Brick Fair, I just like if somebody gives me something, then like that's cool, you know. And I'm
Mhm.
not like asking for anything for free, but at the same time, it's like I go to Brick Fair with a budget of like, hey, you know, for third party, I'm only spending $100 between every vendor.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, just a
like if
little
I
fun
want that,
money.
like, yeah, it's like, hey, I want that triple over molded M27 because that's like badass, you know,
Yep.
or whatever. And I'm fine with paying for a little bit, but it's like, I
Yeah,
don't know. It's,
I think it's kind of just staying realistic with the stuff you're truly going to enjoy and not
yeah,
uh becoming kind of like gluttonous with it and
yeah,
buying every single piece you see. I feel like everything related to third party collecting at all is just personified in Citizen Brick collecting. It's just like exponentially like you could see it on a bigger scale now. But some good advice from one of the collectors I know is just like in terms of like collecting the misprints and stuff for people just like
yeah,
you can't have it all. Like there's no way it's possible. Just stick to like the prints you really do enjoy and get those when you can, but again, like you're not going to have it all. It's not
yeah,
possible. So, yeah.
exactly. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with it. I get it.
Yeah, just got to appreciate
Like,
what you have.
yeah, That's cool. I mean, that's kind of where I was going at with like the Dark Age thing because it's like it's something that definitely brings me joy and like in the last year I've actually probably bought the most Lego sets I've bought like in the last probably 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I bought all of those 20th anniversary Star Wars sets.
Oh, gotcha.
But like I bought the exclusive ones. So like I've been buying the mini scenes. So like I bought the Hoth, I bought the Endor, I bought the Death Star run.
Nice.
And then I got lucky and got the Bespin set. And I also got the frigate set or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So like I got all of those like the San Diego Comic Con sets basically.
Right.
I bought all of those because they were available on the Lego website, and I just got lucky and was able to order them. And because I figured I was like, those are good investment sets, and not only that, it's like it's a genre that I always liked. So, and it's funny because like I build those newer sets, and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is this piece?
Yeah.
And I'm like, when the fuck has this been out? And then like I go on Bricklink or whatever, and it's like it's been out for like 4 fucking years.
I recently got
get the fuck out.
It was like a Ferrari build, the car.
Yeah.
I did a Secret Santa with some guys in the community, and I
Yeah.
wouldn't have bought the set myself, but I was building it. I was like, holy shit! Like it's super well done. Like the shape and everything is super good. And there's like 5 parts I didn't know existed, but like the last kit, like just straight up set I built was, I don't even know how long ago. So.
Damn. Wow. That's insane. So like thinking about back to what we were just talking about,
Mm.
I got really curious to see like how updated this was. I didn't know Toy Wiz was still around.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they have the whole
And, like-
business of cards and stuff and all the other toy stuff they do, so.
But they have all of the newest Brick Arms designs.
The newest ones, really?
Yeah.
That is surprising.
They have all of the newest Reloaded stuff. They still have old Reloaded stuff.
Yo, you know what was badass about Toy Wiz? Their location, like a physical location, was in New Jersey or something like that. And I've been to their store like once or twice and was able to just straight up pick up Brick Arms there. That was
Yeah.
baller. Just
I believe it. That's so wacky. Because they
Huh.
they were oh, that's right. They did Brick Arsenal. That was the name of their Lego
holy
website.
shit! I never even seen the P38 as an overmold. Who's selling that?
What's that?
The P38? I didn't even know that was overmold. Like I haven't seen those for sale elsewhere.
Well, apparently they got them.
I mean, I don't pay too close attention on historical stuff to begin with, I guess, but
Yeah. Damn, offensive
They got-
combat.
they have those in stock?
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
See, I'm just
That's some
surprised to
crazy-
even see like the Tomahawk in stock.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a throwback.
We might have just exposed something.
Yeah, these kids are gonna be deep on Toy Wiz right now.
So, all right. Well, so speaking of this, we got a question about ModCom, right?
Yes, sir. Here, hold on. Let me.
Alright.
I'm trying to find the offensive combat. Oh man, only $8 for the whole pack. You know what I remembered? There was on GI Brick they had like a blowout sale for $1 a pack of these, and I bought like
Damn.
10 packs worth. Those were.
I mean, there were some good ones in there, though.
Oh, for sure. That was one of my favorite lines, no doubt. Even though I don't use them too much, I love the style. Like they're great. Brick Arms Mega Collection exclusive, 100 random pieces for $44.
Huh.
I mean, you're
Is that
definitely
under
gonna.
packs?
Yeah, it's in packs right past the offensive combat. That's actually it's kind of a curious lot. It makes me want to try it, but
That would be a pretty cool, like, if you had a YouTube channel.
I do have a YouTube channel.
Oh,
I had the same thought though. That was the same thing that came to my mind. I don't really want it. It's gonna be.
Yeah, I see that.
Oh man, the M16A1 crate with all the mags. That's not in stock though.
Oh,
That I'm just
yeah.
looking through. It's just a throwback.
Damn.
Some crazy stuff here.
Yeah. I have one of those still. The A1 crate.
Mm.
I have one of those somewhere.
This actually are the Arctic Warfare pack's pretty lit. If you needed the white guns,
Mm-hmm.
like I could think of a lot of stuff to do with those. That's pretty solid.
Damn, I miss the mystery packs too.
Yeah, there's the new version. See, I totally missed out on the wave of mystery packs. Like, I got into Brick Arms right as the last one kind of sold out everywhere, and I would have loved to get in on that. And then the fourth one came out, and I was like, oh, I'm so hyped to buy it. And then it was $30, and I was like, do I really need this? And
Yeah.
it turns
What
out I
was it?
really don't, so I didn't buy it.
One of the damn, you can buy loose hands through them.
Loose hands, really? Oh, yeah. They used to have Citizen Brick on here, too. I'd picked up some good stuff one time.
I wonder if they still do. They probably still do.
Maybe like a couple pieces. Damn, $2 for a set of hands, though? You know, Toy Wiz is a real relic of the past. They have the flammable tile and the do not cross police line. That's all that's left.
That's it. Damn. Wow. Wacky.
This is crazy.
Do they have any of the Indiana Jones legs? They do. Lego Western
Yo.
legs with belt and holster.
See, out of curiosity, I went to look through the brown guns, just because it was sorted by color. I was like, huh, they actually might have some wacky stuff in here that's in brown, because that's like perfect for painting, because usually the brown would be grippable. And they got
Yeah.
a brown M1911 and brown Saber shotguns.
Huh.
Just
Has that been sold out everywhere or something?
I don't know, but I'd never see them in stock necessarily. So it might not
Gotcha.
be all too rare, but the availability is different. So
Yeah.
dark
That's
olive
wild.
green. Holy shit.
Yeah, they sure do. A brown 1911. When the fuck was that even made? Huh.
There's actually kind of some wacky good stuff here.
As you're low key filling a cart.
Yeah, this is dangerous. I'm trying not to. There's an assorted colors category. Hold up.
They have
Oh,
all of the
man,
pickle
minions.
halbs in stock too.
I noticed that.
Other than like one.
You know what this reminds me of, looking through the random colors, is you remember on GI Brick they had the clearance section,
Yeah.
and like the miniguns were like super cheap because nobody wanted them. Oh man.
I wonder what ever happened to GI Brick.
What do you mean, like them closing down?
Well, like, I know they closed, but like, I just looked up the website. I was like, dude, is the domain still open?
Oh, yeah, I was about to look that up too.
I'm on the Brick Arms website too right now.
You could buy 75 APOC AKs off Toy Wiz for. You could buy 100 of them for $75. They got them bulk deals.
Damn, there's some companies that are bringing it back right now.
Oh, dude, you could buy the plain white M16s and stuff out of the pack as well.
Huh.
Damn, I might be making a Toy Wiz order, and I hate that. I don't want to do that. I'm looking up GI Brick.
Yeah, I
Oh,
did the
just
same.
it's down. I don't see it.
Brick Zemo. I remember that one too.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That one's in the Netherlands. All right.
So, last question up here. This is off of Instagram. Should they bring back ModCom?
That's really tough.
It is.
I mean, like, easy answers, yes.
Okay.
I think Will should bring back all of the ModCom accessories, not so much the receivers,
Interesting.
because that was his main concern.
Was the receivers?
Yeah, because a lot of it, like, anybody that owns ModCom knows that like the receivers crack,
Yeah.
and he was kind of worried how he would market ModCom, and that was like part of the issue, because it was like he doesn't want to have like a million fucking like pissed
Complaints.
off moms messaging
Yeah,
him
yeah,
saying like, my kid had bought this toy that broke in like 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
Which I get that shit entirely.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So like at this point, most of the people buying ModCom are the modders anyway.
Not even, because
And
they're
they're
like,
doing-
shit, this is way too expensive. If I'm not getting it for free, I'm just gonna cut it off a cheap gun.
Yeah, I get that. So I mean, I think like if he just brought out the accessories for everyone, I think that would be fine.
That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
What was nice is when he made the M27 overmolds, there was a couple of those sprues going around of just the M27 parts. That was
Yeah.
really nice. It's almost a bit
That would be cool.
ModCom-esque of just being able to chop it right off the sprue and throw it on a gun.
I wanted to cop some of them sprues, and I think we might have access to those, but
Hopefully.
yeah.
I had gotten one of Rust one.
Yeah. I hate justifying. I hate asking for stuff.
Yeah, I understand
You know,
that.
because it's like I don't post about it, but I still fuck with it.
Mhm.
You know, it's like shit. Like, I'm looking through the Brick Arms site now, and I'm looking at shit that I thought was still prototype, and it's not.
Mm.
You know? And then I'm like, damn, like, that's badass. Like, where the fuck have I been? How is that, like, not still a prototype?
Right.
But, yeah. I mean, like, simple answer, bring back ModCom, but just the accessories.
That's a hot take. Because especially since the receivers are kind of the rarest bit for anybody
Yeah.
looking to get it now. Like,
I mean, all of my receivers have stress marks on them, though.
yeah, mine too.
Literally all of them. Even if you shave down, and then, like, if you shave down the accessories, even then, it's like, then they just don't fit. Like, it's too loose.
Yeah.
That's why that's my hot take.
I think the beauty in only bringing the accessories back, though, is that then people would be modding their own receivers with making the 116 bits and just drilling them up. Because that's honestly what really... It's not what started me modding. As I've realized going back, I'm like, oh, I've actually been modding like a long-ass time, but I just didn't think about it. But what really revitalized me into being like, oh, I'm full-on just modding all the time now, was getting a bunch of ModCom and being like, all right, well, I want to make all these different receivers because I only have like an M4 receiver and an AK1. Like, let me see what I could do. And just drilling into other guns.
Dude, since you started, like, your shit is fucking dope as fuck.
Thank you.
I mean, like, we need somebody else to, like, in the community. I can't even remember what the fuck the dude's name was. But, like, he was on the Brick Arms forums. And he did, like, the pod gun mod, where it literally shot, like, a fucking projectile, and it also shot, like, ice out of it or some shit.
What?
There was like a video of it that was embedded in the Brick Arms forums.
Oh, man. I'd love to see that. I was on the episode with Mason. We were digging through the Brick Arms farms. I think it was I can't remember if it was actually in the episode or afterwards. But we went on the Wayback Machine, and unfortunately, like, all the images and stuff won't load. It sucks.
Oh, that sucks. Like, even like mock pages. I
Mm.
mean, there was some cool stuff that was uploaded in the past. Because, like, you had to upload it to mock pages or Flickr in order to upload it to the BAF.
Right.
Because, like, the BIF wasn't, like, capable of embedding the image.
Right.
So
I'd love to uncover like 9 years ago Brick Arms modding, like to get into, I could go down a YouTube rabbit hole. I wish it was that easy to do so on like Flickr, and get that deep in and just visit that timeline and era of accounts and stuff. Because
I really wish
there's some crazy stuff that I don't even know what there is, but I just know from the one or two things I do know existed at that time, there has to be some just nutty shit that we don't even know about.
I think that same dude was trying to modify like the V1 flamethrower to actually like shoot a fucking flame.
That'd be so badass. I gotta do a mod for it would have been done this year because I would have made it for Brick Fair. But he challenged me when we met up at King of Prussia Mall. He challenged me to make a functioning AK. Not that it fires, but that it can the bolt racks.
Oh, that'd be cool as fuck.
So I have ideas, but it's gonna be tough as fuck.
There you go. Well, it sounds like you got a plan then.
Hopefully. I just need to get around to it. Who knows?
Speaking of which, we doing this cop and drop or what?
Yes, sir. First up, as we've discovered, you're not all too inactive. You're kind of just lurking behind the scenes. But I'm going through some recent but, really notable pieces that have occurred, and I want to get your take on them.
Gotcha.
So we got the Brick Arms, PKM, and Stoner. How are you feeling on those?
Dude, super cop.
Super copped.
Like, I mean...
Finally, some good modern.
Yeah. So, like, I was just looking at the PKM on Victor's site.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it kind of pisses me off, because, like, I just remember, like, voting for the Stoner in the PKM years ago in, like, Brick Arms forums. Like, the fucking, like, bro, like, Will, you still wound up making everything. You got to find the people that are still active and just, like, hook these motherfuckers up. That's all I gotta say. Because like we've been bugging for a PKM as long as I've known.
Yeah.
We've been bugging for a PKM. The Stoner, we've been begging for the Stoner since like 2016.
Damn.
At least. Probably longer than that.
But hey, they're here. They are here.
Yeah. I can't justify spending $15 on the overmolded PKM, though.
Yeah, I wanted to get, thankfully hooked me up with it, but I wanted an all-black one just to modify. So I'm excited for them to hopefully come into production. I don't care if I gotta pay like $3 to $5 on it. I mean, whatever. But I'm not paying the 15.
Yeah, that's
I don't
fine.
need that.
No.
Because I'm just gonna paint it and mod it, whatever. So.
Yeah, I mean, like that was like when the Car 15s and all that came out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Just
it'll come around.
Too expensive. I mean, I can't justify that much money on that.
Yeah, but absolutely badass. And actually having it in hand now, it's really glorious. So
I guess I just need to stop by.
yeah, you got to take a stop. It's also fun on Mason's episode. I bleeped the 2 times he said. I don't think I'm gonna bleep him now. I think it's too late.
Should.
It's gonna be such a pain in the ass. There's at least like 20 times between the two of us who said his name. Next up, we got the Eclipse Strike guns from Eclipse Graphics. I'm not thinking anyone in particular here, but I'm wondering how you felt about that first and second wave of custom printed weapons.
I mean, okay, so first off, because like our boy Danny was in on that.
Like, for sure.
Super cop. And you, of course.
Of course. On the low.
Either way, yeah, it's a cop.
Yeah.
The FAMASas are dope. The Scar was dope. I mean.
Yes, the Scars were crazy.
Yeah, I'm about that shit.
We bout it. All right.
Exactly.
Last up, again, more in general here. There's been a bunch of specific releases and designs, but I'm wondering how you feel about the Citizen Brick tall heads and the big heads. Is that a cop or a drop?
For me, I mean, certain ones. I mean, I don't have a use for any of them.
Right.
You know, like honestly, and that's kind of where I've seen Joe kind of went. You know.
Yep.
Like Joe kind of went towards like that hype thing, like how Supreme like released a brick. You know
I'm still waiting for the Citizen Brick.
Yeah. So like, but you get what I mean.
Totally.
Because it's like, who the fuck needs a Supreme brick? Nobody. Nobody fucking needs that. But like, Joe's kind of done that. But at the same time, he knows how to sell it because he's got his brand. So there's like the hype around it. Like, I know people that are into Citizen Brick that aren't even into Lego.
Yeah, exactly. It's totally taken on a new life. Past just the military and custom community. It's a far-reaching, brand and customer base and audience that he has now. So
I mean,
it's like, understandable movement now. But
yeah, I mean, like I know people that are in like patch groups that I'm in that like they like Lego, but they're not part of the Lego community, but they collect Citizen Brick.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And just like the pop culture releases or like military stuff?
Like all of it.
Huh.
I mean, more of the pop culture, though.
That is really interesting, because that's really just, like, on some totally different, just like, oh, I came across these neat minifigures and I buy them. But that's what's happening,
Yeah.
There's, like, a straight-up just mom that started collecting Citizen Brick within, like, the past, like, 6 months. Like, just
see, it's so
a straight-up mom. Like,
it's so weird. I mean, is she fuckable, though?
I mean, she's not.
It's a MILF.
For sure. Alrighty then. Well, we've made it through, Jeremy. That's it for the Copper Drop. Thank you so much for being on. Any last words for the audience?
Fuck Boone. The Slurpee is cold. The Pussy Book is hot.
Yeah.
Garrett is a fucking dingus.
A Ringo Drangus.
Oh, Ringo Drangus. Yes. I don't have anything else.
Perfect. And that wraps up my conversation with Jeremy. Thank you all for listening. If you enjoyed the podcast, make sure to share it with a friend or leave us a review on iTunes. If you didn't want the conversation to end there, you can head over to the Patreon and get an additional 45 minutes of me and Jeremy just going back and forth, giggling, and just unedited as it is. Speaking of the Patreon, I want to give a huge thank you to all of our patrons. We have Seth, Luger Enthusiast, Tupolev, Mike, Justin, Francisco, Dashbricks, Milo, Jbricks, PK Custom Lego, and Koshi Lego. I cannot thank you all enough, and if you're interested in supporting the podcast, you can check out the link tree in our Instagram bio, which will lead you directly to it. Thank you all again for listening, and make sure to come back next week as I talk with Jackson and Alex, aka Fallout Bricks and California Compliant.